so you don't need me preaching to you there. But nice, Michael. Pick someone, man.
My good friends in Tulsa, Jess and Tasha.
Hey there.
Hey guys. Hey. Tasha, what are you coming on with? Anything? Victories, failures, feel good about? Lessons learned?
I actually have been working and dealing with larger groups. My role has changed a little bit in the past few weeks. And one of them that I did which was last week, it was with St. Francis Hospital. And actually my first contract, so the group went over really well. And there was no issues or anything. So it was really exciting because it was my first contract. So.
Hey, congratulations. That's a big deal.
Way to go!
Job, man. How about you, Jess? You know, Jess, these calls aren't the same if you're not on, so I'm glad to see you on here.
Well, thank you. I'm not seeing you on my screen. So,
right.
So mine is a little bit different for Victory. So I go to a weekly networking, I belong to a weekly networking thing called BNI.
Yeah.
And one of the members in the group was not completely sold on Incredible Pizza. We are a group at lunchtime, and the committee had spoke about moving the meetings here weekly at lunch just to kind of support. He was pretty much the only one not for it. So they chose a different venue. It's working out really well. But we hosted the Sister's Day event here, which went over really well. That was a couple months back. But
nice.
So they cycle, and each person gets an opportunity to give a 10-minute presentation about their business and express how the group can refer a good lead to you. And so last Wednesday was my turn to do that. And typically afterwards, people will ask questions, or they might give a testimonial or something. So he actually took the opportunity to give a really great testimonial for me personally on a business sense and for Incredible Pizza. His daughter had a birthday right after I joined, and I asked for the opportunity to just provide some extra game plan stuff for his daughter, and we just kind of wowed them, and he was blown away. And then with how great the Visitors Day went and everything, so he took the opportunity to give me a personal recommendation in front of the group of 30, and that was really awesome to have felt like that I finally won him over and everything. So that was really cool.
Yeah, very cool. It's got to feel good, especially in front of your peers to get those strokes. So, Jesse, just for my edification, or in case someone's on the call, so when you're networking that way, that BNI thing, that is not only those people in that group that you want to support Incredible Pizza, but it's the 200 other people that they know that you don't know that they can get you in front of. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the whole purpose behind that is for them to get me great referrals and warm leads. And so if I don't believe in my product and express that and then get them to believe in it, then they're not going to give me those great referrals. So getting him to really and truly believe in what we are and, you know, how I handle business. I mean, he spoke volumes of that because I'm on the leadership committee with that group and helped head up that Visitors Day, and the fact that here and everything went so well, he was able to really speak about that. So that was cool.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome. Hirschberger, can you hear me? Are you still on here, or are you on 8 other lines?
No, I'm on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Cam, are you on mute? Or?
I'm on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey, question.
Yes, sir.
So is that behavior that Jesse's doing, I mean, that's a piece of proactive behavior of a sales professional, is go take the time, money, and resources to sit with other business people, whether it's BNI or whatever group. Is that a behavior that you encourage everybody in that role to do, or is that just Jess?
Absolutely. So Jessica I'm a giant fan of BNI, and I've talked about it for a couple of years, and Jessica finally got tired of me talking about it and decided to try it, and she joined back in January. and she's starting to see the benefits. But yeah, that's
Yeah, cool.
absolutely an activity we should be doing. All of our reps are required to attend 2 networking groups a month at least.
Okay.
BNI is definitely a little more commitment, but she's been willing to try it and jumped into it.
Yeah, nice. But you're right now, they can choose what 2 it is. Fair?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Yeah, nice. Well, very cool, Jessica. Awesome.
I forgot to tell you
Excellent,
too.
Jess.
I forgot to tell you too, real quick.
Go ahead, Tim.
So you see that webcam that's not totally coming on. That is Christy. She is our new ESM in St. Louis. I believe her and Casey are on right now. But just so you know, Christy is brand new. Has a lot of sales experience in the past, but never gone through the Sandler system. She's actually heard about it, but never physically has done it. So she's on now, and she will continue to be on in the future weeks. She does have the audio files. I don't think she's gone through it much, but just so you know, there is a brand new person on the call today.
Yeah, nice. Hi, Christy. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, just pick somebody if you can see a list, or you just know someone's out there. Pick someone who hasn't gone.
Yeah, I'll pick Casey.
Tracy, for 100 points. Hit us, Tracy. When are you coming on in?
Thanks, Jeff. Trying to think here. I have a meeting set up Thursday with a woman who is on the board of the Missouri Association of Student Councils that I'm pretty excited about. I think it's something that I wouldn't have the confidence going into it without the training. Just kind of like I'm focused a lot on not talking and just kind of letting her kind of guide me. And I think it's going to be a huge learning experience for me, just kind of getting a grasp on how to get into that market.
Yeah, very cool. My favorite thing, Tracy, is though that you say your confidence. But what's funny is most people would say confident to present and talk more, and I'm hearing you say build the confidence to be able to sit back and let them tell you, show you their cards, and so you can react to their world. Very, very nice. That makes me and Tim smile big time. Nice job.
Thank you.
Tracy, pick somebody, Tracy.
Natalie, did you go yet?
Fire away, Natalie. Anything from your leadership seat that you're seeing as you want to give strokes or victories, failures? Hit us.
Sure, absolutely. I have a victory. I actually recently visited our San Antonio location this past weekend, and I have a new party hall manager in San Antonio. He's getting promoted this week.
Nice.
He's pretty young. We were actually really hesitant promoting him because of his age, but he has totally proved us wrong. That is one of the things that has driven him to excel in the department. But I was able to work with him over the weekend while I observed him, and fortunately I was able to kind of sneak in a little bit of the Sandler training as a manager. Because he's going to be overseeing this department on his own, and he's 19 years old. So he's really young. He's eager to learn. He was easy to mold. So I was able to sneak in some Sandler training, and we had an incident on Saturday where we had an upset customer, and right off the bat, he was able to, of course, thank the customer before going into the conversation, which was great. And then he quickly moved into an upfront contract, which was amazing when I just went over it the day before. So he was able to have the upfront contract, resolve the issue. The customer was completely relieved. He snuck in a little bit of a couple strokes in there, which was good. But I was relatively happy that he was able to learn so quickly. And yay, I have a new party hall manager in San Antonio, so that's a victory.
That's exciting. Boy, that's exciting. You know, my favorite is not only you've got a person that has a desire and a commitment level to want to exceed. That's rare today, so it's very, very cool. But I tell you what, you don't have to sneak anything. Keep pouring it on them, because when we take it, I love it that when we teach this stuff, you guys. So That's one of the ancillary things of studying Sandler is that it can bleed over into when you're influencing somebody in your life, whether you have a team of people, hence Natalie's story, or your personal life, whether it's disc or upfront contracts or strokes or clear next steps, their whole life can be much more out of control. The irony is they think they're in control. So, yeah, that's nice. I'll take it. Nice job. Pick someone. Good one, Nat.
What about Michelle?
Hit us. Michelle, did you go?
She did.
Michelle kicked
Michelle's
us
out.
off.
I'm
How about
talking,
Lexi?
but I was on mute.
Michelle, did you go?
Yeah, I went at the beginning. Do you want me to go again?
No, is Lexi sitting next to you?
She is.
All right, hotshot, hit us, Lexi. What are you coming on with?
Hi. Well, I took this last week off for vacation. I was supposed to go to Cozumel, but some things happened where I couldn't, so that was a failure. But I got to see my family, which was a victory. But
Cool.
As far as the store goes, I haven't really had a victory or failure since the last time we talked.
That's cool. I think Tim was talking about putting a store in Cozumel. Maybe you can put your name in for that.
That's a good idea.
Jesse's ready. Jesse's ready. Cool. All right, Robin, how about you? What are you coming on with?
Yesterday I would say I had a failure. I messed up on two of my group calls. One group call, the lady was pressuring pricing on me, and I confused her, which I felt really bad about.
Okay.
And then one call, I just skip budget, just completely.
All right, cool. Well, I love it that you're starting off with a failure, because I know your I-10 must be pretty healthy in there most of the time if you're doing that in front of your peers. And then you're also referring to the submarine, to where you know when you hang up or you have a call or a meeting, you can always debrief by going back and asking yourself, well, what did you miss? So nice job, Robin. Robin, I'm curious, when you're on the little subject line of pricing, you mean you confused them. Did you go to the list and start rattling off, and that's what you confused her about, or you confused her by asking her questions?
Because I mentioned value and then the pricing, and then I went into what it was included, and I think that she may have not really realized exactly what the difference between video games and ticket games and attractions. So I was giving her a lot of buzzwords, and that's why she was confused.
Yeah, nice awareness. So guys, if we go back to Sabrina's upfront contract, we can actually say now, we can take that experience, whether it's you or Robin, we can take the lesson learned from the failure that we have, and we can take it into our next conversation. So for example, if we know that someone's pushing us for pricing and we start telling them all the stuff and price, there's a chance we could confuse them. So we just want to get their permission up front. It might sound something like, Mrs. Johnson, I'd be glad to give you all the price that you can handle, but my concern is I'm going to throw a bunch of words and buzzwords and things at you, and it's going to cause confusion. Don't take it the wrong way, but would it make more sense if we took a couple minutes to explain to me everything that you want to get accomplished in this meeting and what you really want to have when you're walking out of this group, and then maybe it'll help me dive into what might make a fit. Would that help? They can always say, no, just tell me the damn price, and you can give them that. But most people, if it's logical, if they're asking for price, but you give them a logical reason and get permission to go down a pathway, and then you'll give them all the price, they'll take a big breath and go, yeah, that'd be great. Because you guys, people don't know what to ask other than price.
Right.
So they just don't know. So good one, Robin. Awesome. How about Miss Katie? What are you coming on with, Katie?
I mean, I would say I'm a little, I don't know what the word is, discouraged right now.
Okay.
Because I'm doing outbound, and so we do conversion rates, and mine has been super low since I've been on outbound, and we've discovered some issues with it, and we're trying to work on it, so.
Okay, well, I appreciate you being Well, thank you for being candid and transparent with us, because that shows that you got half the battle, that you're even willing just to talk about it in front of your peers. So that's awesome. So make sure I understand that outbound is when you're making a call out to somebody, and is converting them into a conversation, or converting them into an event.
I think, yeah, like their last year callback, so people who have come last year.
Ah, I see. So they've come to you and had an event last year, and you're making an outbound call to see if they'll come back.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, I might want to hang there for a second, but I'll come back to it if we have time. How about Kayla? Kayla, what are you coming on with? Anything you're excited about?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not discouraged or anything right now. I feel like I'm excelling more than I thought I would be with the groups department, for sure. I make little mistakes here and there, but for the most part, I feel like my conversion rates and my closing percentages are pretty good right now. So
okay, nice job.
I'm going to keep going with what I've learned and hopefully keep doing good.
Yeah, nice. Take it. How about you, Ashley? Coming on with anything?
As the big three, I feel like my sales have probably been the best lately. I don't really know where to go from here to get better, though. I don't really know where you're not doing good, so
okay. Hey, as long as the numbers are in the right direction, I wouldn't change a thing. So, nice. How about Sarah? Sarah, anything?
I don't really have like a big win or fail. I mean, I've been progressing and doing better. My conversion rate just keeps getting higher, it seems like, but I don't have an example really of a big win or fail.
No, that's okay. All right, Miss Casey, St. Louis Guru, what are you coming on with?
You already did Casey, but you called her Tracy.
Casey, are you there?
Casey went as Tracy earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I thought there was a Casey. Forgive me. Is there a Casey?
There is a Casey.
It's a Casey.
You called her Tracy before.
Oh, good Lord. Forgive me, guys. I turned 50 last week, so forgive me. Casey. Got it. Well, I thought we had a Casey. All right, cool. So I'd like to stay there on that conversion thing, but since we have people that are pretty good conversion numbers, Katie, I might talk to Tim offline and see if we can, I've got some ideas there. But what I'd like to do, you guys, is that I think that some of us have gone through foundations, and some of us are knocking on the door, getting their head around a little bit of Sandler. So what I want to do is I want to take a little sidestep here and just make sure that we understand the first few rules of the Sandler process. Some of you have come to know them as Sandler rules. But so, for example, is anybody on the call? I know we got a lot of people on here, but does anybody on the call have a Sandler rule that they've already come to own? They just don't know it. They own it. Anybody have one? So it's not uncommon that I would hear that silence, because there's probably over 200 Sandler rules, and they're designed to drive the process when you get stuck, or your belief system. So I could probably say some of the rules, and some of you might go, oh yeah, I remember that one, and you'd be able to finish it with me. Just like if I said A, B, C, D, E, you would know what comes next. So it's just one of those things that adults don't change behavior unless something is reinforced over time. So I want to make sure that we understand the first few rules of the Sandler world, in case you haven't heard these, or if you've heard them, I want you to go get some victories around this. The number one Sandler rule number one, that says you have to learn to fail to win. So that's why, you guys, I start out with these things, is so we can all hear the victories and maybe take some learning from them. And we can also, like for example on Jesse, if you don't think networking is a good use of your time, it can be a waste of time if you don't do it right. But maybe some of you heard Jesse's victory, and it's going to prompt you to do a new behavior of maybe switching gears on a networking opportunity. But I also like it when I hear the failure. For example, that's why Sandler's has, you have to learn to fail to win, because a couple things are happening there. One is, if your self-esteem is strong enough, you're okay talking about the failures, and you choose to learn from it and take it into your next meeting. So, for example, Robin says, I failed and I missed the budget step. I may have just started giving prices and I didn't talk about budget. I know you guys are in a transactional game, and sometimes price means giving the dang price. But sometimes if we work our system, we can understand what their world and their budget is and then use that. So learn to fail to win, or you have to learn to fail to win, that's when you choose to talk about the lessons learned. Some people, most people I would even say, don't want to talk about failures. They don't want to talk about what they suck at, and they just want it to go away, but they don't really take the lesson into their next game. That's why you guys are professionals at what you do. I don't know if you ever think about it that way, but you're dang good at what you do, and you're no different than a professional athlete or a professional musician that after the concert or after the how to do it. So get to the data. They listen to rule number one, whether you're an auditory and you're just listening to this and processing, or if you're a visual, write these down. Number one is you have to learn to fail to win. If you haven't done that, get with somebody you trust. Get with the Natalie's, get with the Tims, get with me offline. If you don't trust yourself, if you don't like to fail, nobody likes to fail, but if you have a hard time talking about it, uncover why. Let's help you with that. So, again, Robin, nice job on coming out of the gate saying, hey, I failed to, that I confused this one person, and the other one I skipped the budget. Now we know what to deal with. The second one is where Sabrina was talking about upfront contracts and clearing that smoke. She's gotten both. So the second rule is need to know what, or excuse me, when we get too eager, is don't spill your candy in the lobby. So guys, I respect some of you are in a very transactional, high-speed conversations, but if you can keep fighting it, if you can keep fighting and interrupt the pattern, the Marco Polos out there, is if you get too eager with somebody talking to you and you're spilling the candy, there's nothing wrong with that if it works. It comes from, you guys, if you've ever went to the movie theater and you bought a box of candy, got so excited to see the movie, you tripped on the carpet and spilled your candy on the carpet. The movie wasn't as good as it could have been. You were disappointed in the first part of that movie. And it's the same thing in professional sales. You get eager, you get too eager, you want to tell them all the stuff and hoping they get excited, but then they take it and you never hear from them again. You get disappointed. And you really didn't understand their event, didn't understand their budget, didn't understand what they did last time that disappointed them. And you really don't listen to understand their world. You're just too eager to tell them the stuff. So that's why that second rule is don't spill your candy in the lobby. The third one is what I was talking about with Sabrina, is no mutual mystification. So when you want to make sure both parties know exactly what's going to happen, tell them. Clear the smoke. So in that case where if you feel like you're going to give price, tell them, hey, I want to give you price. I want to answer the question, but I really don't understand the event. We have so many packages, so many things we can add or subtract. We have so many buzzwords that you may not even know what we're talking about. Don't take it the wrong way, but can I just take a step back and understand your event and then give me some insight? And I promise you I'll give you a price to your blue. So no mutual mystification is that third one. And then the fourth one, you guys, is a decision not to make a decision is a decision. I want to stay here for a second. Because last time we talked a little bit about post-selling and getting clear next steps. But a decision not to make a decision is a decision. What's happening there is if somebody can't tell you something, or they say, we'll get back to you, that's really a decision not to make a decision. Now, I understand you have a lot of people that call and are getting information to go back to a larger decision party, whether it's the family, it's the husband and wife, or it's the school, teachers, or whatever it is. I know people are gathering information and are taking it back, but I just want you to remember, a decision not to make a decision is a decision. So what I want you to have your antenna up for is, are they saying that to be nice? Because remember, all prospects lie. I did it this morning, you guys. I'm sitting here in vacation, and I don't like my hair when it gets too long on the sides. Makes me look like a founding father. So I called the one and only salon in this town, and I said, how much for a trim on my sides? I have a really short haircut. I'm old. I don't have a lot of hair. And she says, well, all haircuts are $45.
Jeez.
And internally, I don't want to pay $45 just to get my side shaved. I should, but I just don't. But I didn't tell her that. I said, okay, well, I'll call you back and let you know if that's something I want to do. She said, okie dokie. I'm not calling her back. So did I lie? Oh, probably a little bit. Why didn't I just say, you know what, that's more than I want to pay for. Thanks for the information. So I just want you to be very aware of people telling you the truth. Even if it's something we don't want to hear, let's not be afraid to go there. Because then you know that you know that you know, and you're building trust. So the last thing I want to say on that one, you guys, is on the rule number 4, a decision not to make a decision is a decision. Think of it this way. Only decision makers can make decisions. So here's what I want you to hear from that. When I first heard that rule years ago, I thought it meant our customer. Only decision makers can make decisions. That's really not what it's talking about. It's talking about you. Are you a person that can decide and make a decision? It can be as simple as if I said, hey, Michael, do you want to go have lunch? And he goes, I don't care. What are you thinking? And I said, well, I don't know. Where do you want to go have lunch? I don't care. Where do you want to go? If we're a person that doesn't make a decision, how do we expect our customers and prospects to make a decision? So only you guys know that on this phone call. Only you know inside your heart if you're a person that's decisive. If you're not, practice in your life being decisive. Something as simple it is if somebody says, what do you want? And if you're one that says, I don't care, what do you want? Just make the decision. I want iced tea. I want to go to that restaurant. It'll help you in your game of decision making. So just have that antenna up. Are people telling you the truth? And you have a good upfront contract to get there. So those top 4 rules, these are the rules that tend to transform the selling process. Is you have to learn to fail to win. Don't spill your candy in the lobby. Don't be overeager. When you get happy ears, clear the mutual mystification. And then get a decision. And a decision doesn't mean yes, it just means to communicate. Don't take the wishy-washy words. Get communication. So, I know we have a lot of people on this call. Some of you just listened to that auditorily. Some of you wrote it down, you're visual. Some of you just feeling it. You're recalling back when. But what I'd like to hear is, what did you take from that personally for you? Is there one of those? Because what you could do is, if you're looking at those words or those rules and you're listening to them, we could rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, you suck at it. 10, you're awesome. You can do that just subconsciously right now. But which one do you need to get better at in the next 2 weeks? Do you have to learn to fail more and talk about it and learn from it, like Robin did? Are you spilling your information and data way too quickly before you're really understanding what's going on in your event? Do you need to get better at that one? Do you need to get better at clearing the smoke and telling them that you're asking for permission to go there and ask them questions? Do you need to get more permission to challenge and share your concern? Or number 4, do you need to get better at making decisions in your personal life so you can challenge the decision process of your customer's life? Which one is it for you? Which one do you need to go out and get better at in the next couple of weeks? Michelle, can we start with you again? What are you processing on that one? Which one is it for you? Or are you knocking all
I
four of
think the
those
one that I
out of the
need
park?
to work on more is probably the last one. I'm one of those that you mentioned about when somebody asks where you want to go eat. I'm like, I don't know, you pick. Who will you pick?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to focus more on the number 4 when just in anything in general. When somebody asks me, just saying what's on my mind, saying what I want instead of saying I don't know, because that's my number 1 answer. And then this past 2 weeks, the number 1 that I wrote down, you have to learn to sell to win. I've really been hit with this a lot. I learned a lot from from just these last few weeks of sailing. I lost a lot of groups last week, but in the process of losing them, I also gained a lot of business too, just from really getting out there, hitting the pavement to try and win some business back.
Nice.
And it wasn't anything that I did to lose it. It was just a little stepping stone that happened.
But it happens, doesn't it? People come and go. So
it's one of those I don't like to lose, and so by losing business, it just got me out there to try and get more back. It was kind of motivating at the same time.
Yeah, nice. I appreciate being transparent, Michelle. Nice job. How about Casey in St. Louis? Hit us, Casey. Which one of those are you taking?
I think the learn to fail as well. I think we talked. It was probably 3 or 4 calls ago now that I just have a fear of no, and so it's something that I've been like really working on. I actually just since that conversation, I've been trying to boost myself up a little bit, and just I made my first. Should we close the file on this one phone call? Which was your advice at that point, but it took me a minute to get myself there. So that's something that I'm definitely working towards.
Yep, no, I appreciate you going there. Nice job, Casey, because, A, we've got to get mental horsepower built up internally. We got to build our gut system. You guys, I tell you what, when I started to study Sandler as my job, I drove to Dallas, Texas 6 hours every other week to make 100 cold calls a day. And it was not to get an appointment. My only goal making 100 cold calls a day was to build my gut system so I was stronger mentally and physically making calls today.
Hold on, baby. Okay, I'm muted. What's up?
Okay. A lady from Easter Seals Midwest. And everybody's busy with this.
No, that's
fine. They prepaid last year. Okay. How do we do that?
Just run their card for the whole amount, and then where it says deposit due, you know, talking about deposit paid or whatever, you put in the whole amount in there, and then that will bring it to a $0
And then
balance.
I just do a point of sale.
Yeah, same thing. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, just like you do a deposit, except run the whole amount, and then instead of the deposit amount, just put the whole amount.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
So then on the invoice, it will show deposit paid. It will just say the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's for Springfield.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome. Uh huh.
Right now I'm learning to sail to win, basically.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I've been falling a lot lately, like, you know, and then maybe I'm just trying to learn where to pick back up. And then I do spill the candy in the lobby a lot.
Yeah, okay.
How to not do that.
That's cool. Michael Todd, how about you? What are you taking from those 4?
Mine is number 4 also. The decision not to make a decision is a decision. I would say personally, you deal with that when you've been married 20 plus years.
Yes.
That would be number 1. And then I have, my Jill here who can't make a decision on just where she wants to go to lunch for her birthday, and she's looking around at me right now.
Okay.
I didn't take her not making a decision as an answer, so I was like pressuring her since last week, where do you want to go? So kind of funny you brought that up.
Yeah, cool. How about you, Robin? What are you taking from those 4?
Not stealing my candy in the lobby, I suppose.
Okay.
So not just giving the pricing to the customer. However, you said if they ask for pricing twice, isn't it a good idea to give them the pricing?
Yes.
So really, I didn't. Okay.
Yes. Even me, Robin. My sales calls are not 2 minutes long. I sometimes have an hour and a half with somebody on a sales call. So even if that person opens up my knee and says, Brett, just don't do any of your crap with me. Can you just tell me what the price is? I'm gonna bracket them somehow. I got to do something, even if it's, it could be anywhere from X to Y, and I'm going to make that a big gap. But I'm going to always reverse it back and say, but that sounds crazy because I don't even understand what you even want me to price. So hearing that, should we stop, or will you let me understand what's going on? So Robin, don't take it literal. Don't take anything I say literal. There's real world out there. And so I love that you're reciting the rule, is that if somebody asks us twice, whatever the question is, we got to answer it. If we don't, we're going to fall out of rapport, and they're going to tell us to pick a finger and hang up. That's your
right.
So,
then you're just fighting on the customer, which is not a good rapport at all.
No, you're right on the money. But I'm telling you, what I typically don't see, because even if you give them the price, you can always set up the upfront contract and go in there and deeper to understand. So it doesn't really matter. It's just you're taking control of the process instead of them leading the dance. So.
I made a upfront contract one. It was actually to Jessica. Remember that lady? What's her name? Joyce. Anyway, she was like, she did an upfront contract with me, and she was like, "Ma'am, I give you my name. Give me the information that I want." And I was like, "Okay." And basically, I was like, okay, if I give you the pricing, will you give me the information that I needed to fill out the lead? I didn't say lead, but
right.
And she said yes, and then I did what she asked, and then she just hung up and called.
Yep. All prospects lie, don't they?
Yeah, she lied. It hurt my feelings.
Yep. And what's amazing, Robin, is that she still believes she's going to go to heaven. The 11th commandment is we can fly the salespeople and still go to heaven. So it's okay.
Thank you for calling the City of Ozarks Public Works. If you know the extension number of the person you are calling, you may enter it at any time. For an extension directory, press pound. To speak to an operator, please hold.
I'm with you.
Please hold while your call is being transferred to Marita Steiner.
Sorry?
Go ahead, Lindsay. I was talking over you. I didn't mean to.
Oh, no. I think I have a problem with wanting to win so much that all you want to do is try so hard to win, to fail. And that's my issue. And
You have reached the Public Works Field Office and the desk of Marita Steiner. Please leave your name and number after the tone, and we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you. After the tone, please record your message. When finished, you may hang up to deliver the message.
To do the opposite of what that means, and we want you to stay left of the prospect, and it actually will get you the truth and maybe allow you to win more. So you may know what that means, but we'll get with somebody to get that left thing going with you.
Thank you for calling the City of Ozarks Public Works. If you know the extension number of the person you are calling, you may enter it at any time. For an extension directory, press pound. To speak to an operator, please hold. Please hold while your call is being transferred to Marita Steiner.
I am not a decision maker at home.
Public Works, this is Marita.
Yeah, I'm calling to see. My daughter just called me and said that water is not working. I wanted to see what's going on.
I battle with myself back and forth on certain
1217 North
so I need
or
to
South
get
Solari.
that under control because I find that as a weakness, and I don't want that to be the case. It's really hard for me. I make a lot of decisions,
Thank you.
and I kind of use that as an excuse of why I don't have to make it at home, but it's starting to believe on work as well.
Nice job, girl. How about you, Jesse? What are you leaving with? Any of those 4 you feel like challenging yourself on?
Yeah,
learning to fail to win. I'm a sore loser this whole week, honestly.
That's all right.
It's hard to fail and then to feel okay with it, you know, and learning strength through those failures is important. So realizing that is probably what I need to work on.
Yep, very cool. That's why Sandler put it as the #1 rule. We have to learn to fail to win because we know it's going to happen. But #2, that's why we study that IR theory. It's not the real you that's failing, it's the role you. And if we can get that separation in our game, that our value on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 10, can't be less than 10. When the role you fails, it's okay. It has nothing to do with the real you. It's just a game. Think about the professional athletes that don't hit the ball. You know, the best baseball hitters in all the world only hit the ball 3 times out of 10. They fail 7 times out of 10 to hit the knockdown ball.
Do you show like my account being shut off, maybe?
Michael Jordan didn't even make the cut in his high school basketball team. He went in the closet.
I have no idea. I'm not home. I mean, I know I have a bill. Looks like I did bill pay, and the check will get paid tomorrow. So I don't know if maybe. I guess can you transfer out of that department? Let me try that.
So you guys are professionals. We're going to fail. But I tell you what, we're going to catch excellence on the way. Nobody's perfect.
Okay.
On the way. So good one, Josh. Tasha, anything different for you? What are you taking on those for?
I think I really need to work on #2, not spilling my candy in the lobby. I used to be cashiering for 4 years, so I guess I'm kind of like programmed for customers to tell me what they want, and I'm like, this is what you want. Okay, this is what, you know, get. So I really just need to work on, like, not giving pricing, kind of finding what about their group first before I just jump right into pricing.
Yep. And you guys, very good. So if you guys like giving pricing, tell them. Hell, I'm excited to give you pricing. In fact, I love it when I give all the prices. But help me understand what's going on. Can you explain your event a little bit? Sometimes that little mini upfront contract, they'll start talking about their event. They really don't need the price until you understand. That's all they know how to ask. So good one, Tasha. We just can't get in the way. Give them the choice. How about you, Kayla? What are you leaving with?
I really need to work on the not pulling my candy in the lobby. That's a big one for me. I really need to get excited quickly. I also learned that it's okay to fail at some point a little bit, and that it is okay to talk about it.
Alert City Hall.
Yeah, so Kayla,
yeah, I'm trying to reach the water billing department.
I'm trying to get you to laugh. You guys, when people get too excited and they want to steal their candy, they suffer from PPS, premature pricing syndrome.
I mean, isn't there like a 5-second rule on that? You can still eat it though, right?
Yeah. Good one. Ashley, how about you? Anything for you that you're taking?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Nice. Sarah, anything for you?
Yeah, I need to work on being okay with failing.
Yeah, I'm trying to reach whoever handles the water bill.
Yeah. I love that about, I know that's the theme on this call, and I love it. Sounds like we got a lot of winners that want to win. I love that. Building a team of people that want to win, there's nothing better. It's exciting to be around. We just got to look at it as a role failure and get on to the next one and don't let it bog us down. It sucks when people are still thinking about 20 minutes later, or 2 days later, or 2 weeks later. So, nice job.
Huh?
Natalie, take us home. Which one do you need to work on or want to take from your leadership spot?
Personally, I really think 4 and 1 go really hand in hand for me.
Yes.
Specifically that I need to be more decisive. I need to not rely so much on getting approval, I guess. I should have enough confidence in myself to make a legitimate decision without having to constantly ask for approval for things that are really just
Hi, I've called a couple times. I'm trying to reach someone in that works in the water billing department, but I keep getting a voicemail. Is there anyone that, I'm looking to talk to someone? Is there anyone that is working on that?
Own my position. So I think really 1 and 4 go together for me.
Yeah, very cool. Natalie,
Is there a way to hold instead of
having I would always say, I don't care, where do you want to go? And it was
that'd be great.
Decisive until I started to realize that was coming into my sales call.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So now today, if she says, honey, where do you want to eat? I'll say, I want to go to Flame. Where do you want to go? I'll answer the question to be decisive.
Okay.
Oh, in my personal life,
yeah,
I
if I could, that'd be great.
choosing where we eat. I love
Thank
tasting
you.
that. So,
oh, okay,
no
good.
problem.
Good.
It's just the work stuff.
Yes. All right, Miss
That's coming
Christie.
from Miss Mary, too.
Yes. Yep. How about Christy, before we go, is there anything, Christy, out of those 4 rules you feel like, even in your past experience selling as good as you were coming into this game, any one of those you feel like you'll take for the next 2 weeks to think about?
I will take the don't spill your pee because I didn't do that in my old position. However, here I feel like I have a short, limited time because they are calling other people. They're going to call our competition, where before it was a certain niche. So trying not to overfill them with information and trying to sell everything that comes with it instead of just price.
Yeah. Awesome. Great takeaway. Tim, any smart remarks before you go?
No, sir.
Awesome. Guys, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're all busy, but jumping on here for